Pole position for Lizzie Mentier. Second, Jared Fox-Whiteley. Third, Tom Holden. Fourth, Isabella Stansmore-Wilson. Fifth is Catherine Potter. And sixth is Thomas Potter. Barlow in 7th, Cooke in 8th, David Mack in 9th, Porsey in 10th, Ethan Charles in 11th, and Lynn in 12th. They're followed by Gerling, Robson, Watson, Treziak, Ali and Brown. 19th will be Sam Hayes, followed by Addison Smith, Summerwood, Josh Sullivan, William Howard and Holly Allen. And then rounding out the grid will be Turner, Lamb, Webster, and we have a do not start for James Tate, or is that from the previous heat?
Previous heat, yeah, I believe. So we'll keep an eye out. I believe the 201 of James Tate is there. Just having a quick look at the comments on the live stream. Support coming in for a number of our cadet drivers before this race. Caleb Lawson-Donachie's been on, wishing good luck to Sophie Pawsey. She starts in P10, having finished there in heat number 2. Lee Manfredi's also been on, say come on, Harry Brown. Love from Mum and Lee. And, Harry, one of the drivers joining us from the Hooton Park circuit, alongside Sam Hayes, making their debuts here at Teesside on this bumper grid of 28 cadet karts. We are around about, we've got around about half of them lined up, and as the front sitters impatiently wait, looking over their shoulder.
I've just been looking at Thomas Potter having a sign language conversation with the 3 of Josh Cooke behind him, trying to work out some kind of semaphore of team tactics, I think, or something going on there. But
is it go forward and at the end of the track turn right?
I think it was more I'm going to go and you're going to push me. That was the gist of it anyway.
Teamwork.
They're going to have to contend with a few others around them, though, I think. Nothing ever goes to plan, and certainly not in cadet racing either.
No, it's a long run as well now down into the right-hander at the end of the National, with the cadets not taking the chicane, which also has become a fixture for junior pro kart and senior pro kart at this round. And I think it's certainly made for a cleaner opening lap in a lot of the classes, and the cadets have run that format for the whole of this season. It's been certainly been a lot cleaner, rather than the whole field concertinaing through the chicane section just off the start line as all the karts come together. Final few on the grid though are rolling into position. Looks like number 1 of Sam Hayes has had some problems, because he's going to roll in right at the back of the 28 kart grid. Start line marshal has the green in hand. It's up, it's down, and we are away and racing in heat number 3. Tom Holden's made a good start from the second row, and he's going to get to the inside of Jared Fox-Whiteley, but it's your pole sitter Lizzie Mentier who leads round the national loop and through the chicanes as all the karts sort themselves out into single file through the chicane section. Let's see whether it's just as successful at hairpin number 1 as 28 karts stand on the brakes for the left-hander before hooking back into the right. Looks like everybody's got through cleanly, with the exception of the 71 of Treziak, helped round by another car and spins back down towards the bottom end of the field, and is now down in 27th as Josh Cooke and David Mack go side by side round South Bank.
I was watching the Potters during the coming out of hairpin 2 and down the back straight. They were side by side and going at it hammer and tongs.
So no quarter given by either of the Potters. Catherine Potter though makes a fantastic start up from P6 off the grid and up into 4th place, and is right on the back of Jared Fox-Whiteley. Then there's a gap back to the 88 of Isabella Stansmore-Wilson, who picks up an opening lap contact warning. And then it's Thomas Potter and a charging Leon Barlow aboard that number 42, doing his new sticker kit justice. He's been fantastic so far today, including holding a sideways moment for around about 30 metres down the back straight in heat 2 as he came in contact with David Mack, and those 2 karts are now 7th and 8th on circuit, although there's around about half a second between the 2 of them. The front 4 at the moment though have broken away, and as they come up and over the start line We're 2 laps in. 1/4 race distance, and it's Mentier from Holden. Fox, Whiteley and Potter the top 4. Then there's a gap back to Isabella Stansmore Wilson. Thomas Potter and Leon Barlow have all got a fairly even gap between them. But the battle at the front now sees Tom Holden go to the inside of Lizzie Mentier. And for the first time today, Holden's going to lead here in the cadet class. They're going to go 3 wide, though, down the back straight. Fox Whiteley's gone to the inside, and Lizzie Mentier's lost 2 places in 2 corners, having been hung out to dry down the inside, with Tom Holden taking advantage and moving up into the lead. Fox Whiteley goes to the inside, though, of Holden. They're going to double back. Fox Whiteley's going to go wide, and him and Holden are going to go side by side, as are Mentier and Potter in behind. It all sorts itself out, though, into the chicane. And this now has played right into the hands of the 88 of Stansmore Wilson. She is up, and she's in 5th place and right on the back of the pack.
I'd just like to give a shout out to Ethan Gerling. While all this has been going on, he's made his way up to 9th place on the road as well. So great recovery drive from Gerling so far. Starting at the back of the previous heat, and is well inside the top 10 and showing good pace as well.
Yeah, good for him. And it's like Fox Whiteley there with the customary helmet tap of, I think we should all stay in a nice, gentle line and not try and overtake each other.
While I'm leading.
While he's leading. Ruined straight away by Lizzie Mentier, diving to the inside of Tom Holden. And so Lizzie Mentier back up into 2nd place, but Fox Whiteley sets the fastest lap of the race. Mentier and Potter both set personal bests. It's now a 5-kart battle as Isabella Stansmore Wilson moves right on to the back of the pack aboard the number 88, and it won't be too long if they keep battling it out before Thomas Potter and Leon Barlow are in there, and it's going to be a 7-kart battle for the lead, 3.5 remaining.
Yeah, fantastic cadet action as usual from this grid. So close, we've seen it throughout the year that they just, you can't pick a winner. It's just whoever is the best on that particular heat.
Yeah, just throw a number board up in the air, and whatever comes down on top's going to win. It can be one of any 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers at times here in the cadet class at Teesside, running at the head of the field. Big mix as well, Tom, in age. You've got Catherine Potter there in the 20, the oldest driver on the cadet grid in her final season in cadets at 13. Behind her, the number 88 of Isabella Stansmore Wilson, the 2nd youngest driver on the grid at only 8 years old, battling it out here for cadet glory as the number 13 of Joshua Sullivan picks up a contact warning with 2.5 laps remaining.
I was going to say, you can see the height difference between the 2 drivers as Potter is in front of Stansmore Wilson. I know there's a big gap in age, but you can see the size difference just of the 2 drivers.
These last couple of rounds as well, Stansmore Wilson's come on leaps and bounds. She's always been there or thereabouts in the top 10, but is now running right on the back of the lead pack, battling it out with 4 drivers in front of her that have all had multiple race victories in this cadet class, and she's putting herself right in the mix, not only for this race but also going forward into subsequent seasons here at Teesside. Plenty of time for her to continue the cadet racing. Drivers between the ages of 8 and 13 years old, and at the younger end of the spectrum, will certainly have confidence going into subsequent seasons, and there's certainly, Tom, the potential for a championship in that number 88.
Yes, 100% with you, 100% there. And so we have Fox Whiteley leading as we come to the last lap board by a mere, well, I don't know, because Lizzie Mentier has just set her fastest lap of the race and it's blocked it on the graphic, but not much, 0.2 of a second, followed by Tom Holden, Catherine Potter, Isabella Stansmore Wilson, Thomas Potter, and even Leon Barlow is in the mix. We've got Oliver Watson dropping down the order.
I think Josh Cooke as well has had a bit of an off. He came over the start line incredibly slowly, and he's didn't look overly happy. He was banging the steering wheel, but he's back up to pace though. Round hairpin 3, the leaders go. It's Jared Fox Whiteley in the 22. Behind him, Lizzie Mentier out of the final corner. Heat 3 is going to go the way of the 22. It's Jared Fox Whiteley from Lizzie Mentier, Tom Holden, Catherine Potter and Isabella Stansmore Wilson. Just over a second between the top 5. Leon Barlow snatching 6th place. from Thomas Potter on the final lap. Ethan Girling, a fantastic 8th, coming back through the field after his first heat retirement. David Mack and Sophie Pawsey, the top 10 with Josh Cooke, Ethan Charles, Alex Lynn, Addison Smith, Sam Robson in 15th. Then we're going to have Summerwood, Harris Ali, Oliver Watson, Jakub Trzeziak and Harry Brown, the top 20.
Just coming down the back straight, the plaudits were out from his peers as Jared Fox-Whiteley received congratulations from all of the people who finished around him on the final lap. So I think all of the top 6 pulled alongside and congratulated him, which is great to see. There is a really good atmosphere in this cadet grid as well. A lot of support for all of the drivers from each other, which is great to see.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, Fox-Whiteley was thrilled with 2nd place, wasn't he? Snatching it on the final corner of heat number 2. Goes one better in heat number 3. And the number 22 driver incredibly happy with that over the line.